This is the NuCanoe Unlimited Max, and if you're thinking this is just another fishing kayak, you're thinking about it wrong. This thing is closer to a mini bass boat than anything that I've ever been in. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the features. I'm going to show you how I rigged mine out. I'm going to break down how it performs on the water, and I'm going to score it using my real world rating system. And by the end, you should have a really good idea if this fishing kayak is for you. So let's start with the numbers because they matter on this one. The length on this is going to be 13 feet 6 inches. The width is 41 inches. The hull weight is 115 pounds and fully rigged. I would imagine that you would add another 25 pounds for the seat and accessories. It has a weight capacity of 750 pounds, and it can either be a single fishing platform or a tandem platform. The Unlimited Max is up there with the beefiest kayaks on the market. And this is what I like about NuCanoe, right? The unique value proposition that NuCanoe has over a lot of other kayak manufacturers, that many kayaks come predefined. This one doesn't. Open deck layout, no center console in your way, full rack system, motor ready transom, massive storage capacity, right? This is not necessarily a feature loaded kayak. It's got features, but this is a build your own fishing system, which a lot of people love. Now, before we go any further, we got to clear something up because a lot of you are looking at this and thinking, isn't this just a bigger Unlimited? And I mean, yes, it is bigger. However, there are some key differences. So let me break those down for you. The Unlimited is going to be 12.6, right? It's going to be lighter. It's going to be a little more paddle friendly. The Unlimited Max, right, 13.6, heavier, but only by 9 pounds. It's got a higher weight capacity at 750 pounds over the Unlimited at 650 pounds. And it's more power ready. And what I mean by that is that the Unlimited is rated for 2.5 horsepower or 80 pounds thrust, and the Unlimited Max is rated for 3 horsepower, 120 pound thrust.
Get the weight going, baby.
So the Unlimited Max is a motor platform first, built for load, built for power. And the stability between the two, the Unlimited is stable, but the UMax, different level, right? That extra length and capacity gives you a platform where you can move freely, you can fish aggressively, and you're not thinking about balance. So let me walk you through my features and my setup. Let's go bow to stern. Up front, we have the horizontal rod stager. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is nice if you're going under a bridge, or that just might be how you like to fish. It's plenty of room that you're not going to knock them on the casts just because this kayak is so long. So those are nice so they don't roll on top of each other. Right here you have the grip mount plate, which if you remove this, it's really nice because it's designed to accept a quick release if you have a Minn Kota Trova bow mounted motor. So that's pretty sweet. Right here you have your HD access panels. That stands for heavy duty. So that's nice to have. On both sides, right here and right here, you're going to have the rod storage tunnels. I really don't ever use these. I never have, but it's a feature that they have it here. And I actually have 2 rods with live fishing rod sleeves in there. And as you go back, you'll see that it's designed to, carry your spinning reels. Are going to sit down here nicely, and these are going to sit as kind of butt stops, and these are adjustable. They can kind of go up, down, and back. This is the gear pod. So the gear pod is actually an accessory that you buy after the fact. I really like it. If not, you're just going to have open deck space. And so it actually has 2 10-inch gear tracks right here and 1 over here, which you are going to be able to tighten this down. It's really nice. You can take it out, you can put it in. I just keep it in, and I like it here because I love this gear track because I shoot a lot of videos, because I can sit in the kayak and it's just kind of perfect setup for cameras. I would imagine a lot of people will probably run electronics off this. You can run command centers across these bars. There's a lot of options here, but what I like about this is going to be dry storage, right? So what I'll put in here is rain jackets, my lunch. I put the batteries for my fish finders. I got tools. I mean, you can put pets, small children. There's a lot of room in here, and it is waterproof, which is nice because I like to fish in the rain a lot, and there's not a lot of places on the fishing kayak that remain dry. This is going to be one of them. Now, also on the Unlimited Max, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 16 performance scuppers, and what these performance scuppers do is they drain water out, but they reduce the backflow. You're going to get a lot less, which is nice. So you're not going to get any water pushing up through the holes when you're sitting low and have this thing loaded down, which you'd have to have it loaded down quite a bit to get water coming up through the scuppers. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 10-inch gunnel tracks, which is nice. My gosh. And then you have track running the entire length of the kayak. I believe that's 86 inch. Also down here, you got two 15-inch floor tracks. You got two HD wiring plates right here and right here. They call these rod stagers, which you can kind of stick your rod in there if you're measuring a fish or just want your rod out of the way. But there's so much room on here. I just put the rod over the side and I can measure on my catch board literally down on the bottom. So if a fish does flip out, it doesn't go over the side gunnels. This will also fit long ways. I believe you can actually get even longer catch boards in here. I'm not quite sure, I don't have one. I have it set up. This is my favorite tether so far that I found. This is the Burley Pro tether, and it's nice because this is, I've dropped these over, but this is gonna give some. And so it just fits nicely right under the seat. This is called the tarpon drainage system. Moving back here, if you don't have your rods in here, you have access to 1, 2, 3, 4 cup holders. I have mounted up here the Yak Attack, I believe it's the trash cup, which is really nice because it fits any of my cups nicely. On this particular kayak, I have the Bubba scissors, comes on a tether. So it makes that really handy. 360 seat, which is also awesome. What I love about this is I noticed in my videos, when I'm hook setting, I actually get a little bit more range when I hook set because I use my body to hook set, and I'm actually able to turn a little bit more.
Hey, y'all. Oh, yeah.
Moving to the back, you got some more gear track. I believe these are gonna be 10-inch. You get 2 flush mount rod holders. This is new, upgrade. This is gonna be the stern pod. These latches are legit, and so it's going to keep that nice and waterproof inside. This is where I keep my Torqeedo ultralight battery, and I haven't run any holes yet, but you can run it out, and I think it actually comes with a couple kits, through port kits, waterproof kits that you can drill a hole in here and run it out the back. You're gonna have another HD access port right here. Also in the back, you got your 360 stern handle, 2 more pieces of track back here, and a stern motor dock, which is what I'm utilizing right here for my Torqeedo ultralight. This thing cooks, I tell you what. Also in the back, I'm going to have the NuCanoe BlackPak. It's gonna be Yak Attack collab. This is a rear storage beast, right? And so I got the whiteouts from Yak Attack. That's a short run, so I'm not quite sure if those are actually still available. I'm gonna go check them out. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 8 tether tubes total. It's gonna fit my live fishing bait bunkers very nicely. And these are tethered down. It comes with these as well. Underneath the seat, this is gonna be a NuCanoe ShortStak. So easily to pull this out, open it up, and a lot of my whatever I need for the day is sitting in there. So I need to go find the plastic knobs because on the bottom of this, I installed the rubber knobs and they like to catch because they actually have deck padding like throughout this entire kayak. Also love that the mounts are metal and not plastic. All right, what else did I skip over? All right, this is gonna be the Fusion side tray and the Fusion 360 seat. So this is gonna be an addition, and this is where I mounted my Torqeedo throttle. And this is gonna be on a Yak Attack mount. You can stick all kinds of things in here, right? Anything left over from the day, you can put your lures in here, you can put your scissors down there. This is actually magnetic, and so whenever I have my kill switch, I can just set it there when I'm not using it. It's not gonna flap around in the wind as I'm driving down the road. So now let's talk about this. This is gonna be the EPS system, Electric Propulsion Simplified. This is gonna be a single foot steering control. So this is gonna move the motor left and right. So I recently had this thing out in 25-mile-per-hour winds, which with a smaller kayak or even a pedal drive, I probably would have called it quits. But with the Torqeedo plus the EPS foot steering and the mount, I was still able to manage the wind and waves and still stack them up. Also what I like is this pull system for the motor. So you got a big old pull cord. If you lift up, it's gonna lift up the motor back there. And it's got a cleat right there that you can set it in. So one of the things that doesn't get talked about a whole lot, and I really like it, is going to be that when I hit this in reverse, it's not gonna automatically just pull up. It has a little knob that you got to click out of, and because of that I'm able to kind of put it in reverse and not have to put any type of like lock on it. So I like that design. on the EPS motor mount. Now, obviously this is gonna take a Torqeedo, and that's what I would personally run with this. This is a 3 horsepower, and this thing moves more like in the 6 mile per hour range, but it also takes Newports as well. Now, let me rate this thing for you. On portability, I'm gonna give it a 5.5 if you're not trailering this, right? If you have it on a trailer that I do have it on Malone, Ecolite, handles like a boss, like a wet launch it, really easy. It's a big platform, it's not easy to move. So a trailer plus a wet launch option is going to be your best option, right? Younger me could have truck loaded this, but trailers are a lot better for how big this is. Primary stability, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10, right? Elite. You step on this, you immediately feel locked in. If you're looking for a stable kayak, this is it. Now, when it comes to secondary stability, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10, right? The NuCanoe Unlimited Max is actually a pretty good example of a kayak's trying to do both. It's got very strong primary stability for standing, but enough hull contour and sidewall engagement to keep it predictable when leaned over in turns and into those wakes. So at the end of the day, if you're looking for a stable kayak, they don't get much more stable than the U-Max. Now, when it comes to rigability, I'm gonna give this kayak a 10 out of 10. That's what I think it's known for, right? It's got miles of track. It's got 2 86-inch tracks on the inside, and then on the upper gunnels, it's got even more track. So you could definitely build it your way over time. Now, when it comes to speed and efficiency, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10 for paddling. It's not really built for distance paddling, but with a motor, I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. This hull plus the power, I mean, I'm in the 6 mile per hour range on my Torqeedo Ultralight. It's pretty sick. Maneuverability with a paddle, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10, right? You're gonna feel the size. Now with the EPS and motor, 9 out of 10. Right, it's a completely different kayak. This thing turns nice. You get really great boat control, great positioning, hands-free fishing, and it could take a turn fairly quickly when I need it to. Weight capacity, 10 out of 10, right? 750 pounds, tank, absolute tank. Tracking, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It's solid, especially when it's powered. For comfort, 9 out of 10. It's got that open deck freedom. The seat is comfortable. However, I always like putting the Yak Attack seat cushions on. Makes it more comfortable over time for me. I spend a lot of time on the water. And durability, I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10, right? This is built tough. They have a proven reputation for a very long time. So for the value, I'm gonna give this an 8.5 out of 10. Right? That's a pretty high score for me. I believe you will love it if you motorize it. I personally would not get into this kayak if I had to paddle it in the wind, right? It's gonna act like a sail in the wind. It's got high sidewalls, you're high up into the air. It's gonna be a difficult paddle. So the water type this is gonna be best for, right? It's gonna be your big lakes, your big water, your electric only lakes, your slow, deep rivers. It's not built for technical rivers and fast current and pond hopping. And so that's kind of what you're looking for when you get into this boat. Now, obviously, anytime you have a wide hull, right, you're gonna be sacrificing your paddling efficiency. So you have that going on. And also, I think you're gonna get the best performance, not just out of the kayak alone, but only if you put a motor on. It's also gonna be really great if you wanna go fishing with a son or a daughter or a grandson or a granddaughter. You can actually fit 2 seats on this comfortably. Now, I will also be reviewing the Unlimited and U10 soon, so make sure you don't miss that. And if you're like, yeah, I definitely want this kayak, you can actually have it shipped straight to your door through Eco Fishing, which I will link up in the description for you. And of course, if you have a dealer close to you, head over there, potentially get in one. And if you wonder what a dealer can do for you, I actually have a video where I picked this one up as a dealer up in Cleveland at the Backpacker Shop. And if you're interested in my other kayak reviews, you can check those out right there. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.